So hello friends, today is our lecture 4 on PHP, which is a very important foundation lecture on PHP describing variables and arrays. These two things today we will look. So basically, what are variables? First let's see. So this variable is one which you are familiar with from the previous lectures, my previous lectures. So basically this is a string variable, as you can see, because it is enclosed in quotes. So string variables are basically enclosed in single quotes or double quotes. But here is an important point to note in this one, like we are printing O really. So there is an apostrophe here. So this is also a single quote. So here is a single quote and here is a single quote. So the computer will think that the string is ended here only if we don't put this backslash. Yeah, so computer is thinking that the string is just O and really is not a part of the string. As you can see from the color in the editor, really is displayed separately in separate color. So this indicates that this is not considered as a string by the computer. So the string ends here, and as soon as we need to add a backslash. So this is near the backspace key. This is not the normal slash, this is a backslash which is near the backspace key in your keyboard, in most keyboards actually. So then you print really, so then there is really. So this whole thing means that there is a single quote here. This is an important thing. If you need to include a single quote in your strings, then you must backslash it. So it is printing, when we are echoing it, it is printing this thing, oh really, as expected. Next thing is Jayshree dot ram. Dot is a concatenation operator. So basically this string and this string are concatenated together, and the whole string form, that is Jayshree ram, is given into B. So B is given that value, and then we are echoing B. So Jayshree ram is echoed pretty much as expected. So next thing is, this is an integer variable. These were string variables, so now we are considering integer variables. So x is equal to 27. So when we are echoing it, it gives pretty much the same value. Suppose we give y, we deliberately specify that y is an int. Like this, we specify deliberately that we are going to give y an integer value, and then we write something like a string variable. One is not recognized as an integer variable, this one. So this is recognized as a string variable in the computer. So basically we are assigning this to y. So it is not an integer, so it will take the default value of 0. So when we echo y, 0 will be printed, pretty much as expected. Now this is condition. Okay, so condition is here a Boolean variable. So what are Boolean variables? They can acquire only two values, true or false. And this is if else condition, which I will teach you in a later lecture. So we check if condition is equal to true. So we are basically checking that whether condition is true or not. If it is true, we are printing hi, else we are printing bye. So here we are assigning condition is equal to true first. So here hi should be printed. So hi is printed here, we can see. So if we change the assignment to false, then these two statements, what they do, save the file. If condition is equal to true, so it checks whether the condition is true. No, condition is not true, so hi will not be printed. Else what will be done? Bye will be printed. So bye will be printed in this case. So as we refresh this, bye will be printed, and we are not giving the break line comment here, comma break line. We should give this thing, should give a new line. So now the bye will be printed in separate line as expected. So now having looked at variables, we now have a look at arrays. So first let us see what is the significance of arrays. So as you write, student name is equal to Rambhakt, student surname is equal to Sharma, student language is equal to this, student place is equal to this. So you are making 4 variables. So redundant to make so many variables and write student again and again. So you are writing student in all the variables. All the variables are related to the student only. So let us introduce a new thing called an array, which is a collection of variables. So it is very logical to introduce a collection of variables, which is an array. So basically student is an array here. Student is equal to array. Name is Rambhakt. It has 4 variables. It is a collection of 4 variables: name, surname, language, and place. And the values on those variables are strings: Rambhakt, Sharma, PHP, school. They can be anything: strings, integers, etc. So when we print student and language, so PHP, so we are referencing this array with language. So basically PHP will be printed because corresponding to language we have PHP in our array, and then break line is given. So here we are assigning student as, we are not giving any references like name, surname, language, place, and simply writing Rambhakt, Sharma, PHP, school. So now if we want to print PHP, that is, know what is the third element in the array, then we will write this $student in brackets 2. Why 2? Because in computer the counting starts from 0. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, which is our normal counting. So this will be 2. So here also PHP will be printed. So in both the cases PHP will be printed, which is pretty much the case. PHP and PHP. Last one. Now let's look at a multi-dimensional array. Here we will see a 2-dimensional array, which is an array of arrays. So student is an array of 2 arrays. So the first array is having 2 variables, name and surname, and name is Rambhakt and surname is Sharma here. And second is having name and surname, name is Tom and surname is Cruz here. So basically when we print student 1 name, so this is student 0, this whole array is student 0, as I told you the computer convention, and this whole array is student 1 now. And as you write name, you are going further into one depth, so you are being more particular and selecting Tom out of this array. So basically Tom will be printed here, and then has surname as, you are writing again $student 1. So basically you are selecting this one because this whole is student 0, this one, and this is student 1. And as you write surname, you are going to Cruz, you are referencing this one. So Tom has a surname as Cruz, so this will be printed. Tom has surname as Cruz, which is pretty much as expected. So thank you friends.